player that is involved both sides of the field, up and down at any point. Beast Mode, the newest addition to this roster, has already had a pop-off performance. You know what that does for young players coming into RLCS. I expect great things from KCP, even against the opposition and a fantastic team like G2.
So underway in game number 1. The JNAPs rolling around. Chicago, light touch, 2 touches, and Rizzo can't squeeze it in. Kansas City already facing one threat from G2, but they handle it no problem. And in fact, Beast Mode moves them the whole way down the pitch. Rapid winning that next touch here for G2, but they do well enough to work back to at least midfield. Still G2 having to play defense. Beast Mode hit a couple doubles today. He doesn't get one there. JNAPs working for a clear.
And that could have been scary. After that initial attempt by KCP, Chicago got a demo, and immediately downfield is G2. Is Rizzo gonna go? He will, off of the miss on the backboard. And G2 gifted their first goal.
Memory, he had to try to recover here. Thought Beast Mode might have had it, but then he side flipped off the wall. He didn't have any boost, and the ball fell just as he flipped. So the timing and then maybe the direction, not where he wanted it. It starts off golden for G2.
Yeah, no boost there for Memory, like you said, so unfortunate timing, but KCP already had a good attempt on target, or rather in offense already, but G2, you can see picking up the pace. Rizzo didn't get the shot on target, and they're gonna have to weather the storm here for a second. Rizzo's gonna squeeze it in off the crossbar, and a 2-goal lead now for G2.
What a shot from Rizzo. Oh, he's approaching this ball, and it got pinched underneath Rapid. Yeah, it bounced off the crossbar a couple of times. Thought maybe he just straight up pinched it off Rapid, but yeah, Rizzo gets the second goal here for G2.
And it's an ideal start for G2, not only because they're up 2 goals, of course that's a great start for any team, but you're coming up against a team who's coming off a massive win, and there's a lot of confidence moving in and say, hey, if we beat Space Station, we can beat G2, and you put them in the dirt early with a 3-goal lead right off the bat. We're not even a minute and a half in.
And conversely, G2 are feeling quite good after outlasting version 1 earlier, and that one was definitely a little sweaty, but you can feel the endorphins after coming out of a game 5 like G2 did. And they start off this first game in pure G2 fashion, which is smothering and all-encompassing. But a high ball, and Beast Mode can't grab it. A little out of sorts. Memory will launch it back to him.
I mean, like I said, not even a minute and a half in at that point, and that's the first shot for KC Pioneers, and on the other side, 8 for G2. So their offense already churning away here as the Pioneers trying to get something going, and here's another attempt.
Nice touch from Chicago, but Memory, solid position for it. Rapid hops in front of the next attempted clear, but Rizzo is going to look for JNAPs. He finds him. And around the corner, JNAPs will win the ball, but the Pioneers really struggling for possession right now. Every clear is out into space towards a G2 car, and they're just forced to react. They hope for a mistouch or like that for Memory to grab. The pass to Rapid just a little too on the hood.
I think Rapid might have been a bit too far. That was wonderfully set up by Memory, and now a breakaway opportunity. Can Beast Mode get to it? He's going to try and curl it back in, and unfortunately just bounces up and away. Another opportunity there if Pioneers could have gotten a hold on it, and G2 back to that control. Look at a pass over to Chicago. It was too high. But G2, like you said, Jorby, kind of doing what G2 does, smothering the opposition and making every step of the way difficult.
Pioneers, Beast Mode demoing Chicago out. Does it give him any sort of space or room? No, it forces Memory to jump back from midfield to make that touch. And the ball ends up back in G2 territory. But Chicago and JNAPs, they know how to move the ball downfield quickly. Low bounce for Rizzo. Nothing here developing. They're fine to just wait. They don't have to really force the issue. They can go one at a time, maybe force a challenge when you need to every once in a while, but you've chewed off another 30 seconds off the clock just with all of that on that last sequence. The Pioneers still looking for their first goal.
Still looking for some semblance of offense right now. It's just been all G2, and there's an open net for Chicago. He puts it left side, perfectly done. And a 4-0 lead now for G2 as it starts to get a bit ugly here in game one.
We're just not able to get back to his touch. And Rapid, he had to dive forward and just hope he could get there in time. New Chicago was going to look for the edge. And that's it. KC Pioneers a couple steps behind G2. Losing possession of the ball about a play or two early than their positioning is expecting. And it's such a clean game for G2. Rizzo cuts that out here, but it's kind of what you expected even against version 1, Corelli. And so, which is why we were all surprised that version 1 were playing so well. But G2, this is why people rarely give teams a chance against them, because they do stuff like this.
And you see a lot of comments from really anyone. I mean, even we say, people on Twitter, Reddit, wherever it may be, they always say something like, well, if G2's on point today, they're going to win. And that is, it really truly is a real statement, a valid statement. If G2 is on point and they're playing the way they're playing in this game, they can beat anyone in the world. We've always said that about this team. And now they're taking down KCP in very easy fashion.
It is against the Pioneers. That's not to say the Pioneers are a bad team. I absolutely do not think so. I just, beating Space Station once, that's an anomaly. Twice, can you beat a top 4 team? Then we can start talking about a pattern, but it's not a trend. And so this is a return to form for G2. It should still be the expectation that it would be a 4-0 G2 victory against the Pioneers. They were never able to hang on to the ball. They were always slow to it. They just didn't seem to have any idea where G2 were on the pitch. How many free passes did we see in the attacking third, Corelli? Way too many. Only 2 shots on net for the Pioneers. To say you got to go back to the drawing board is an understatement.
Yeah, and I think there was a couple opportunities that were pretty tough, defensive chances for the Pioneers that were pretty tough to see go in. There's a couple times where someone was out of boost or there was a demo, and that's, again, that smothering that we're talking about from G2. It's either removing you from the equation or just completely drowning you out and never having any chance to break out. So for Pioneers, again, this is only game 1, but when we talk about G2 and they can bring that consistency, if they bring that consistency here in this series, there's going to be very hard for the Pioneers. They're going to need to make some very big changes as we move deeper in here.
The nice thing about Rocket League is sometimes those game 1s end up being the anomaly, and then the rest of the series is that much closer. The Pioneers are certainly hoping so, and they're going to start with Rapid. And can't get back up to the challenge. But this time, a little more relaxed. Beast Mode forced to wait for the shot to come, and he gets obliterated by Chicago. Rizzo picking up the goal.
Chicago's been headhunting a couple times. He got a few demos last game as well, but initially just forces the challenge and then takes out the last man. It's a free shot really for Rizzo at that point. And a 1-0 lead here in the first 30 seconds for G2.
It's now 5 straight goals for G2 and 0 for the Pioneers in the match. Rizzo, who's going to kick this high. He knows he's got advantage against Rapid, who has to turn around and net. And J-Naps 2 taps to Chicago, but too far away. Rapid had the clear, and now he's behind the ball. Quick pass, and the shot way wide. I like the idea, though, from Rapid in memory there. Quickly coming around was Beast Mode. It fell straight off the corner, and he fell on it.
Yeah, we were surprised to see that one going. You felt like Chicago might have been able to make the save here, but he just jumps and has nowhere to move. Beast Mode smushes it down into the left side, and this is what Pioneers needed, especially, when we compare to last game where things just piled on the first minute and a half from G2. Getting one back is just so crucial for them. Getting that confidence going, especially after a tough game 1 and then initially giving up the first goal in game 2. Pioneers are in some business here as they get a demo.
And their first goal in almost 6 minutes. But this is going to be a clear for G2. Chicago's hunting closely for this. He knew exactly where that ball was going. G2 pick up the goal, and we pick up a pause, and we'll get everything sorted out and straight away, as we figure out everything that's going on. But for now, G2, that was a good progression by both Rizzo and Chicago. And they are certainly, they're on it right now. I think that version 1 match might have woken up G2 a little bit. The beast seems to have awakened.
Yeah, I mean, again, to the point I was making earlier, I mean, this is the G2 that we expect every single time they jump on the field, which they have been showing us, by the way. It's not to say that they haven't, but this is the G2 that nobody wants to see. Is everything so quick and perfect that the passes are there. It just feels like G2 can do no wrong. It's very smooth and efficient moving downfield, and everyone's in the right spot. And when they're not, someone like Chicago comes through and takes you out, demos you, or punches you down. So for G2, this consistency coming into this game after their first one is good to see. And for the Pioneers, again, changes have to be made. You've got to cut off the passes, stay inside the passing lanes. And right now, it's very tough for Pioneers to keep up with G2.
And we're still working on getting everyone set back in the lobby and ready to go. We appreciate you guys' patience. We are trying to get into the game as fast as we can. But Corelli, I wanted to talk about what you had said earlier in that game, kind of joking a little bit, saying like, oh, if G2 are on their game, no one can beat them. But you kind of validating that point. To me, I think that comes down to a player. And I think that player is Chicago, because when Chicago is when he's making solid touches and he is being a nuisance, like we saw the demos, when he's finding success like that, that seems to be when G2 look unstoppable. It's when Chicago isn't hitting the net, when he has his missed touches, when he doesn't get the double that he always hits, or his shot was just way off target or not enough power. That's when G2 start to get picked apart. But this Chicago is so hard to beat, and I think it's the key for G2 to be as good as they are.
Well, we had talked about it a little bit. I think you just mentioned it, is that Chicago was headhunting early on in game one, and then you see it come out here in game two, and it just opens up a lot of opportunity for G2. I think a lot of people might point to Rizzo as the guy to do that, but when more than one player starts doing that and you open up that demo meta that we've been talking about for the last couple seasons at least, it opens up a lot of opportunity. They can take down teams that aren't as on the same page as maybe others are on defense. And you're seeing that now, exposing that last man. It's not so much about just beating him. You can just blow him up and have an open net to shoot on. And you're seeing a lot more teams opt for that option rather than trying to just beat that last man.
And it's so much harder as a defense when you know that any player is going to be that type of physical threat, because now you don't have to wait every second player in the rotation to keep an eye out for it. No, you have to be aware at all times, because it's just, otherwise you're going to get bumped out of the way. And then G2 get these free passes in the third, and you're forced to play reactionary, which is never what a team wants to be doing. So we're still getting everything worked out, and we will get back into the game again. We appreciate your guys' patience. G2 currently up against the Kansas City Pioneers and trying to confirm a spot in stage number 2. The day started out with an upset with the Kansas City Pioneers taking down Space Station, and they looked so fast in that game. But this seems to be the antithesis of what worked for them against Space Station. They haven't been successful in the boost game. They haven't been able to win any 50s in midfield because of that. It all has snowballed from there that just led to this G2 victory. Is there one adjustment, Corelli, that they can make to at least relieve a little bit of pressure, something they can do in their positioning or otherwise?
Well, it's something that we talked about even in the last game for United. It does feel like Pioneers are spending a lot of boosts just to kind of stay above water, sending multiple players at a ball. So yeah, it comes down to controlling the boosts on your own side. And right now, G2 are just eating it up left and right. And that's what you're seeing slowly whittling down a couple times. Memory didn't have boosts to make the save. And that's just because G2 is just soaking it all up. So for Pioneers, you got to have your own boosts under control to break out from your own end.
Well, we're going to go to a quick 2-minute break to get everything sorted out. Get up, take a quick bathroom break, go get a snack. We'll be back real quick.
Verizon knows how to build unlimited right. Start with America's most awarded network.
I'm on my phone 24/7.
Then, for the first time ever, give families more entertainment with Disney+, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, now all included.
We're a big soccer family.
Handmaid's Tale. I love Frozen.
Then give families plans to mix and match, so you only pay for what you need.
You get so much more than this, a great network.
With plans starting at just $35, the network more people rely on gives you more. This is unlimited built right, only on Verizon.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. If you are just joining us, we're in the middle of a pause and between G2 and the Kansas City Pioneers in game number 2. We are going to restart that game. The Pioneers had asked for a pause at the beginning of the game, and our admin, his internet was down at the time, so couldn't get the pause out in time. The game will reset, and we'll replay that from the start. But I think that, you know, Corelli, from the way we see G2 playing right now, they are looking pretty on form. I don't think this will be too much of a hiccup for them.
No, and, you know, it goes to our point about talking about why Pioneers are having a tough time with G2 versus when they played Space Station Gaming, and G2 have just not let Pioneers into this game yet. I mean, Pioneers really haven't had a chance to show anything. They got that one goal from Beast Mode there in game 2, which is now, you know, completely null and void. But other than that, it just felt like the Pioneers haven't really shown any good offense or sustained offense, and that's credit to G2. Again, you talk about how they smother defenses all the way across the board. It's leaking on every side of the field now for Pioneers, where it just feels like G2, there's constantly a G2 player in their face. There's nothing they can do.
And Beast Mode, who had such a great match against Space Station earlier today, he wasn't able to really he hasn't really been able to find his mark. He picked up the only goal for the Kansas City Pioneers so far, but they've only scored 1 goal in 7 minutes against G2, and I think it's come off of 3 attempted shots. And even that Beast Mode goal, it was a little wonky, to say the least. So Kansas City Pioneers definitely got their work cut out for them, but I don't think it's impossible for them to recover.
No, but it, you know, and game 2 did show signs of slowly recovering from Pioneers. They get a goal back. They were able to tie it up. Obviously, that second goal went in as well. But I think that's maybe more of the player disconnect. But it doesn't matter for Pioneers. Getting that second goal or their first goal back and tying things up immediately is something that the Pioneers need to get more of, right? They need to be able to stay into the game longer. Whereas game 1, G2 were able to score 1, 2, 3 goals so quickly. It's very tough for a team to come back into that right off the bat. So Pioneers not generating a lot of offense. We need to see more from them. They have to control their own boost on their own side of the field, because G2, again, are eating it all up, taking advantage of it, and ultimately using it against the Pioneers.
And just as a final clarification, because I didn't mention it at the beginning, the reason for the pause was that multiple players were experiencing red bars on the server. And so we just wanted to get that server remade and make sure that the player's ping is all ready to go. They're currently in that test now. We're about to get game 2 underway. Just want to make sure everyone at home is updated on what's going on. We are going to get into this game in less than a minute. I promise you 100%. And we will be underway. Trust me, I don't like to sit here and talk at you either. I'd rather be watching the game as well. We'll get there real quickly.
I'd rather not talk, Jorby. You know,
you rather not talk at all?
I'd rather watch some good Rocket League. No, I do want to.
Corelli,
talk,
when we come back next time, just have a giant duct tape piece over your mouth, and you know.
I feel like
you'll sound like.
That's better casting than I'm doing now. So I think people would appreciate that if that happened. So good idea, Jorby. We'll write that one down.
Don't talk so poorly about yourself, Corelli. You're a great caster. You're great. I'm glad that you're my co-caster. That's great.
Well, good.
It's great time.
We're about to get into game 1 here. G2 and KCP. Again, G2 is up 1-0 in the series. Now we are restarting game 2, and off we go.
Off we go. The Pioneers struggles on offense, struggles in general against G2. Can they find a way? Can they create a path to victory against G2? Or will Rizzo boom the ball downfield and start the hurricane once more?
And that's really, Jorby, that's really going to be the key here in the first minute or so, is can the Pioneers weather the early storm, find a way to break out with some boost? They have been able to break out a couple times in game 1, but not with boost, not with numbers. And that's really been the difference maker. G2 doing a good job of keeping possession in the final third. Let's see what Memory has in store if he can get out.
G2 really favoring the right side in this minute. And even in the last game, they had so many opportunities where they're trying to force the ball near post, which has really tripped the Pioneers up overall, because they're trying to defend that near post, but also defend the threat of going far post. And G2 have consistently found him, but finding paint is Beast Mode. Finally, the Pioneers on the board, and they have the lead.
And I'm not sure if that's the touch that JNaps wanted, because it comes right back out to Memory, who just bombs it downfield. Beast Mode was there to secure. Nobody home from G2. And the Pioneers on the board first, Jorby, and that's what we talked about for this team. I think scoring the first goal, getting involved early, is going to make a huge difference for them here in Game 2.
It was a nice catch from Memory, but he didn't get enough power to get it by Rizzo. Now Beast Mode in Rapid. Nothing really developing there. Despite the demo for Rapid, it was JNavs that was the target for Chicago. Plenty of time for Rizzo to come in and actually put the ball towards the net. And Rapid getting demoed by JNavs on the attempted stuff. Rizzo gonna play that back to the corner. Chicago has the read, and he looks for the top, but could not sneak it in.
Scary for the defense of the Pioneers, but they're dealing with it a little bit different. This time they're able to clear the line and get over that last man and at least throw it into the G2. Corner shot comes down. Rapid went for the bump, but that'll cost another chance for the Pioneers. Memory's got to go. And some good pressure coming out here from KCP if they can keep a hold of it.
Uh-oh. JNaps.
Demo.
Get that touch. Memory off the demo. Have space, but Beast Mode ends up missing the ball. And now Rapid throws it around downfield. G2 grabbed the ball back. What you thought was a chance for the Pioneers as Beast Mode rockets one towards Rizzo. It ends up into G2's cars yet again, and the Pioneers are left hunting.
But this is much better from the Pioneers. You can see the play has moved into the midfield, but they left the net open here for a second, and it's actually put in from Rapid. That shot was high. Credit goes to Chicago, and we're tied up.
And got two men caught in the corner. Rapid was rotating back, but Memory was also in that corner, expecting the flow of the play to go that way. But then, like you said, a sneak attack pass out of nowhere because Beast Mode couldn't get back to the ball. Optimistic positioning.
It's very unfortunate, too, because from Rapid's angle, it's tough to tell. And the follow-up shot from JNaps saved by Beast Mode, and Pioneers are hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it more on Memory on that play because Rapid was rotating back, or was it just, I mean, you just chalk it up to a communication issue. No matter what was going on, you can only speculate, as popping up in front of the box are G2 looking for the leading goal. Well, G2 forcing things onto this right side again, but Rapid will start off for Kansas City. And now Beast Mode's got the air dribble and the boost. Does he have another tap? No, he can't get back to the ball. Just Kansas City Pioneers, you see two players pull back immediately when they see the play isn't working out, hoping to try to trap the ball against G2 maybe, or at least look for a hard clear. Maybe you catch G2, all of the players coming up. They love to come up as a unit. Maybe you can pick something apart there. Either way, Memory is forced to stop Chicago, and then Beast Mode will find Rapid in midfield. Can he read JNaps? No, but Memory will be next up as Rapid takes the boost away. But even there, you're just met by a challenge by G2, and Rapid wraps around a player in midair. Does Beast Mode work this towards the box? He does, and Memory scores! This all starts from midfield with Rapid's touch.
That's a great cut from Rapid. And look at the second touch from Beast Mode. That's a tough read, and it's perfectly out to Memory. And I think that's how you want to set it up if you're Pioneers. Rapid doing a good job of being a nuisance in the midfield. Beast Mode, fantastic finesse, and giving it up to Memory to finish it. Great play from Pioneers. They give themselves the lead. Can they hang on to it?
Well, Beast Mode, he's got to look downfield. He popped that up high in the air. G2, they got a clean look towards Chicago, but Beast Mode hopped the route real quick. Now he's going to slow it down. Baits Rizzo forward, but no pass develops, and it's now Chicago and JNaps. Roaming around the corner, Memory getting bumped off the play. Time running out for G2. JNaps, high ball, but Memory is tracking it perfectly. Next up, waiting is Chicago. He's got Rizzo on the wing. Throws it up for him, but Rapid has the clear. Last man to grab this is JNaps. He keeps it high. Chicago, there's two. Rizzo got the demo. Rapid kills the ball, and the Pioneers take game number 2. We're all tied up.
That is much, much better showing from the Pioneers. And I think if you had watched that Space Station Gaming series just before, or when KCP played them and beat them, this was the type of Pioneers that you expected to come out. It's going to be a close series against G2 no matter what. And this was the type of play, especially that second goal, that I really looked toward and say, that's where Pioneers are really going to shine. And I think that this was hopefully a good confidence boost to KCP against this G2 team. Obviously, major differences here. A lot more time spent in the midfield for KCP. They had a lot more of a presence. Rapid getting involved, I pointed him out to be kind of a nuisance, kind of involved, and he's finally getting involved in that midfield and disrupting the G2 rhythm as they move downfield. That's where the Pioneers are going to really shine.
And so now G2 are, left with that loss, and they just kind of have to stew over that for a couple of seconds as they get reset, and we are underway in game number 3. Chicago, JNAPS, and Rizzo, they had a couple good pushes near the end, but the Pioneers, as you like to say, Corelli, their defensive structure was pretty solid to handle what G2 were giving them. And Chicago back over to JNAPS. Maybe G2 can start, but Rizzo got bumped off the play, and Rapid gets the dump downfield.
Yeah, Rapid didn't get as good as a hit as he wanted there. That net looked open for just a split second all the way down the field, but we keep going in the first 30 seconds. And then it's another good clear here from the Pioneers. And it's not always that you just want to throw the ball down the field, but when you can get over the back line of a team and push it into their corner, it does buy you that space, buy you that time to pick up boost. As right now, Pioneers, their defense kind of all over the place. G2 going left to right and right to left right now.
Ooh, up high again. Rizzo, JNAP speedy up, but Beast Mode was there to knock the ball away. Beast Mode, out of the 5 shots that the Pioneers put on in game 2, he was responsible for 4 of them. Clearly the heart of the offense of the Pioneers. He was for Space Station, and he is now against G2. JNAPS wins that next touch. Rizzo has a look, but he misses the ball, and now it's thrown straight towards the box, but Beast Mode will throw it back downfield. Can G2 grab this ball? Will Beast Mode find a shot for his team? No. Boom downfield. Rizzo, another hard touch. JNAPS up high again, but defended. No holes on the backboard for G2 to shoot at.
Good defense there from Pioneers. They gave up a lot of space in the midfield, but made up for it with a good clear. G2 having to go back to the drawing board multiple times here in this game, where that ball is just cleared all the way to their corner. They just have to reset. Good pass here from Chicago. Great fake from JNAPS, and the defense holds strong.
That would have worked had the whole team not been stacked on top of each other. I don't think you can fake all 3 of them out like that. That'd be crazy. Rapid. Ooh, not close enough. Rizzo will grab the rebound and the ensuing save, but Memory sniper! Kansas City on top out of nowhere.
And I'm not sure why Chicago didn't go for this a bit sooner. I think he stuttered on it a little bit. And Memory says, thank you very much, I'll take that, and has a shot on target, goes in. The last man wasn't expecting it.
Maybe he thought Memory was gonna bang it into him, and he was gonna get, the favorable rebound, if you will. Either way, it doesn't matter. You got scored on twice! No! Rapid, he gives another chance. Yes! 2 for Kansas City!
Memory is just cleaning it up for the KC Pioneers right now. Look at the pass back from Rapid. I don't even know if that was on purpose, but at Memory, perfectly positioned to put it away. Pioneers break down that G2 defense, making a bit of a mess, and Memory able to finish it.
Well, this is starting to get dangerous. Beast Mode, does he have a third? No, JNAF picks up the save. But G2 have completely lost control of this game. Beast Mode hops right on top of Rizzo, now over Chicago. Quick up his Memory again, he's scored 2. Maybe could pick up the Hattie, but Rizzo and Chicago want this ball downfield, and they'll get it. Chicago couldn't get a handle onto the ball, and now Rapid, he's gonna get the 3rd goal for the Pioneers. And G2 have completely unraveled.
This is the type of play that I love seeing from Rapid. It's scrappy, it's in your face, it's getting the dunk and setting yourself up for a counterattack and then beating the last man. I've seen Rapid do this by himself so many times over the years that he's been here or seasons rather, and I gotta say, he can do it on any team, against any team. It's incredible.
Well, Rapid almost finding the pass over to Memory. Beast Mode's going to give a chance to somebody, but that somebody's going to be J-Naps. Oh, the Pioneers. I was a little scared for a second, but Rapid knew it was wide, took it off the rebound. Now Beast Mode shot is good, and 4 goals. This started out with a 4-goal win in game 1 for G2. They scored 5 unanswered before the Pioneers could put anything on the board, Corelli, and now it's completely flipped.
Yeah, and it's a lot better from Pioneers. And, now you start to get worried about G2. And maybe I could say the same things I said about Pioneers about G2 now, as there's a lot of opportunity for the Pioneers that they're just absolutely taking advantage of right now. And Memory's going to get another one just to one-up G2 from their game 1 performance. 5 now.
Oh, that's all Beast Mode, man. That's all Beast Mode. That first touch, he knew where the defender was going on the backboard. So he sends the touch a little over, and he's like, okay, now I'm gonna veer to the right a little bit and get that dunk. That was a wonderful approach from Beast Mode. G2, that's a great pick-me-up goal. And it might help them out as we get set for the next game. I can't believe I'm saying that with a minute 23 left.
No, I don't think that helps them at all. That one hurts. I mean, it's gonna be tough. It hurts to score a goal with a minute 23 left when you're down by 4 now. It's been a very tough game for G2, especially late here in game 3, excuse me. And maybe another one for the road. Yes, time still left on the clock, and the Pioneers are happy to run up the score.
Yeah, officially in garbage time. Likely. I mean, Beast Mode, that's just another great touch off the backboard, man. Those small finesse touches, or even if you're just going for the dunk, just to block off a clear, either way, it's turned into a goal 2 separate times now in the span of about 30 seconds for Beast Mode. And Memory and Rapid, well, they've been feasting off of his constant aggression in front of the box.
And, well, I mean, what can you say? It feels like G2 are completely out of rhythm, completely out of sync. And it does, I mean, it clearly is a go next situation where, we just want to get to the next game. It's really just as simple as that. G2 did not have a good game here, especially late in game 3. So they'll look on to the next game. And again, they were able to play their game early on here in game 3, but all of a sudden the tide started to shift, and it did feel like Pioneers, they picked up the pace. Again, they were able to control the midfield. And then that defense from G2 was broken down many times. And like to your point, Jorby, Beast Mode was able to kind of disrupt and then dish it off to one of his teammates. Rapid with the solo play. I mean, I think everything went right here for Pioneers.
I even like the play where Rapid, when he jumped off the sidewall, had to weave around Chicago in midair to win the ball in midfield and then set up Beast Mode and Memory for the ensuing goal. It was such a complete game from the Pioneers. They absolutely looked exactly like they did against Space Station. And here we go. They're up. They got G2 on match point.
And it would be a very impressive day from any team to go in and play and beat Space Station and then come in and beat G2, especially back-to-back. And the Pioneers are now 1 game away from doing so.
So many more shots. In game 1, they registered 2. But in game 3, they registered a whopping 14. Compare that to the 6 from G2, and that shows you just how one-sided this game was. G2, they have to find a way to bounce back. It has to start on the kickoff. You cannot let the Pioneers continue this gusto off the kickoff. Otherwise, I don't think they're getting this match back.
And I don't think it's major changes here for G2. I just think that the game plan kind of went out the window halfway through this game because Pioneers were able to disrupt it so much. And that's credit to Pioneers. They did a good job of disrupting the G2 offense and then quickly moving downfield. That's the efficiency that we were looking for from KCP in the first game that we never saw, and you're seeing what it does to G2. No matter how good the setup is from G2, if you can disrupt it and move down the field quickly with some boost, you're able to set something up for your team.
Well, North America has been done with your consistency, and they really want to pull a Europe the best they can. So the Pioneers are your team to watch if you're looking for a team to run the gauntlet. At least today, you take down the top team in North America, and you might take down number 2 right here. Chicago, only intercepted by Beast Mode. And again, G2 already struggling to find clears. Rizzo, he's looking in space. He's gonna find J-Naps, but Chicago is met again in midair by Memory. Beast Mode following up close. Memory's got a runaway ball, and he's got a runaway goal. The Kansas City Pioneers roll.
Another open net too. J-Naps pushed up. I think Chicago was just coming back. So there's open backfield for G2, and the Pioneers take advantage again.
Just a minute in, but right now, this field is all Pioneer. Memory. He gets behind that ball and forces, actually saw both Chicago and Rizzo wanting to go for it. And the slight hesitation and the poor clear after leads to this. Rapid, his shot, saved by J-Naps. Memory picks it up quick, speedy back to the ball, but Beast Mode nor Rapid were ready for it. Both were rotating to the left side, but they still keep possession. Beast Mode in front uses all of his boost to slap right down on the Rizzo. Memory trying to keep it away, and Rapid hops right in. This is oppressive from the Pioneers. Another one, J-Naps attempted clear, but Memory's there for the catch against Chicago as well. And Rizzo, he can't even get it clear. The ball bounced off the ceiling. Rapid, no goal, but this is going to be for Beast Mode. Slows it down to Rapid. Oh, no! I love the draw, but no goal for Kansas City.
Woo. And G2 fans around the world taking a huge breath, but for how long? As KCP right back to business as soon as G2 gets a clear. This pressure is just unrelenting from the Pioneers right now. G2 are really, the only thing they can do is just clear it right back into a Pioneer player.
Oh, the whiff might give G2 a chance. J-Naps speedy back to that touch from Rizzo, but Rapid meets them right on the backboard. Still, it could be a chance for G2. They can't win the ball against Rapid. Rizzo having to play damage control, but he didn't have to for too long. J-Naps over to Chicago. G2 starting to find the better end of some of these 50s. J-Naps can't get ahead of Beast Mode. G2, Rizzo. Around the corner, can he get anything at all? No. Couldn't touch the ball, had to fight Memory for it. J-Naps wants Chicago, he's gonna get him. Rizzo has to stretch, and Beast Mode will break up the pass.
Now Pioneers find themselves against some pressure. That's a dangerous one coming off the back wall. G2 returning the favor. And now Beast Mode gonna go for a solo play, but Rizzo had him read all the way through, and the Pioneers might be able to get one here. It's open for Beast Mode to get down. It's off the crossbar. Follow-up from Memory isn't there. Opportunity wasted for the Pioneers. They still hold on by 1. And G2 forced to play some more defense.
Now Beast Mode, you can't let that one trip him up too much. You're still up by 1, but he may regret missing that shot later. Memory just threatened to shoot the ball, and Rizzo had to respect it. J-Naps, he's missing the ball. G2, uncharacteristic whiffs everywhere. The Pioneers got them really. Chicago outballs, and Beast Mode is credited with their second.
Add insult to injury here. After all the pressure, a couple of whiffs from G2. It's off of Chicago to put it into his own net. Beast Mode gets credit for him. And a 2-0 lead for the Pioneers to go 3-0 on the day over G2 here. It would be an incredible feat for any team if they can hold on.
Turtle's prediction of KC making it through on a 3-2 record just might be dead wrong, but not in the way you think. Because here comes Memory. Shot blocked by J-Naps, and Chicago will have the clear, but Rizzo is cut off by Rapid. Still, can there be life for G2? J-Naps, he's got the boost, he's got the pass. Rizzo can't find the shot. He was denied by Memory hopping in front. Beast Mode carry taken away by Chicago, but Rapid is there, and Beast Mode continues the Pioneer dominance against G2. Rizzo, one more chance. No chance for J-Naps. It's Memory's ball. He's just going to throw it downfield. Chicago. This has got to be the last push for G2. Down by 2. Maybe you get this goal, but no. Rapid yet again on the backboard denies G2 any chance. JNaps, he flips over 1. Chicago, no goal for him. JNaps just tries to keep the ball alive for Rizzo. And Rizzo puts it in the corner. That was a shot opportunity wasted. Chicago, nothing. Time running out. Their worst enemy. Rizzo, pass to Chicago. The shot is blocked by Memory. One more. It's got to be with time left. Pass to Rizzo. No goal. Chicago misses. The Pioneers plant their flag on Mount G2, and they move to stage 2.
What a defensive effort at the end for Pioneers. G2 kicked up the offense, and they hold strong. Pioneers just made a huge statement in North America. They are not to be messed with. They just took down 2 of the biggest teams, 2 of the best teams here in North America. They go 3-0 on the day. What a performance from them.
It's not even a contest. That's the biggest story heading into stage 2. I'd like to see somebody top that because that would make it even more exciting. All the old playbooks, they don't apply anymore. And we got to start writing new ones. I'm sure Johnny Boy and Gibbs are quick writing new scripts for, tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. But man, Rapid in that game on defense so many times where he's playing the loss. It's like G2, they were constantly locking the ball down in midfield, but Rapid was always ready. As soon as G2 tried to contest the backboard, to try to force a rebound, try to force an infield pass, like Rapid was all over the place in that last game. Absolutely impressed by the Pioneers.
The efficiency level, the level of play just skyrocketed after that first game from Pioneers. Even in the games that they lost after that, I mean, it looked good from Pioneers after that first game. And I am very, very much looking forward to seeing how they perform in the next stage.
Well, how is the rest of the day going to shake out? I'm excited to find out, and I know the rest of you are too, but we got to take a quick break. We'll be back quick with Leaf and everyone else to get started with the next round. We'll be right back.